Hello, this is Adrian, HernandezOSH106 student, and today we're going to talk about personal protective equipment. Today we're going to see what is PPE, what are the requirements for personal protective equipment, what are the employees' responsibilities, hazard assessment, selecting PPE, and what training is needed when using PPE. PPE is anything worn on you with intent to control or diminish a hazard exposure or consequences of an incident. Hazard control methods. PPE should never be used as the first line of defense against a hazard. It should be, the hazard should be controlled at its source. First, we need to use engineer control methods, then administrative and personal protective equipment should be the last chosen method. And we have an example here. First, when we're working on heights, we need to install guard rails and two boards. That would be our engineer measure to prevent an accident. Administrative measure would be to train those people that's going to be working on heights, training. And the last line of defense will be wearing a fall rest system or a harness. If they fall, still gonna get injured, but the injury is gonna be much less. What is the objective of wearing a personal protective equipment? To minimize exposure to hazards. We can use respirators to minimize exposure to dust. Diminish consequences of accidents. We talked about it before. Sometimes it can prevent an accident, and a good example would be when you use a glove to handle hot objects. The glove is preventing you from getting burned. It can provide more comfort in certain jobs. It can be uncomfortable sometimes. For example, when it's hot and you use a respirator, you'll be sweating more and it will get uncomfortable. OSHA requirements for PPE. They are presented on or published on 29 CFR. Some standard requires that employees provide PPE at no cost, and other standards only say that it needs to be provided by the employer. It doesn't specify it needs to be free. Anyway, cooperative effort on both employers and employees is necessary to accomplish a successful PPE program. It has to be both sides. Employers need to provide the PPE. They need to perform a hazard assessment to know what PPE is necessary and when it's necessary, and train all the employees on the PPE. They need to provide those resources, and they also have to review, update, and evaluate the effectiveness of the PPE program constantly. Employees are responsible, first of all, to properly wear the PPE. It's very common that employees doesn't wear the PPE either because they think it's not necessary or just because they don't want to wear it. Attend training sessions. They need to care for and clean the PPE, and inform the supervisor anytime they need new PPE or PPE need to have some maintenance. Hazard assessment. Hazard assessment is needed to determine if PPE is necessary. Develop a list of potential hazards and review any history of occupational illness or injuries. Become aware of the different type of PPE. Determine the proper type of PPE, when changing conditions, when any change in the process you have is made, you need to perform a new hazard assessment. Selecting PPE. Choose PPE based on the hazard assessment. PPE that fits well and comfortable will be used for the employees. Therefore, you need to take into consideration that if PPE fits and is comfortable, it's going to be used. Choose the right one. Choose the one that is comfortable. When PPE is worn in combination with another type of PPE, make sure they are compatible. OSHA requires that many categories of PPE meet or be equivalent to OSHA standard developed by the American National Standard Institute, ANSI. Ensure that any employee-owned PPE used in the workplace meets the employer's criteria. Training. Employees must be trained to know at least the following: what the people need to know when using PPE. They need to know when it's necessary, what PPE is necessary, how to properly put it on, take off, adjust, and wear the PPE, the limitation of the PPE, proper care, maintenance, and useful life or disposal of PPE. What the employers need to do about training, they should make sure every employer demonstrates understanding and ability to use the PPE. How can they do that? Simply by doing a test or watching them how they use it. Retrain employees when changing in the workplace or PPE policies happen. We talk about if you do a change in your process or the workplace, you need to do or reassess your hazard assessment. Therefore, PPE needs may change, or maybe PPE is not necessary anymore. Document the training of each employee. And that's it for today. Thank you.